Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, girls and Freddy. How are you doing today? How is everything?
Hi, teacher. I'm doing great. Thank you.
They're fine.
Hello. Good. How is everything? How is the week going so far? All good? All great?
Be busy. Doing well.
Pretty busy. Okay, okay, that's good. But it's Thursday already, and we have a holiday next week. So it's like, okay, we're gonna have a short break next week, but it's a short break. So welcome everyone. Today we are having our 13th class. I was going to say our sixth class, and today is July the 13th. I have important information for today, but I have to wait until more people join the session, okay? Because this information is for everyone and it's important for everyone. So in the meantime, I'm going to share the agenda. So today we are going to be working on word formation. I'm going to send you a warm-up about this. Then we are going to have information. We're going to do a review, a short review about forming verbs, forming adjectives, adverbs, content word and function words as well. We are going to do a practice of the test, part 5 and part 4 and 5. Then we are going to do task about when a crisis strikes a good leader. We're going to switch the topic a little bit. We're going to do a group discussion and group activities. Again, we are going to be busy today and working hard today as every single day. So let's get started, guys. While more people join the session, I am going to share this game with you. It's nouns, suffixes, and it's a zombie game, okay? So what do I want you to do? I want you to play this game. You're going to click on start, and then you are going to roll the dice, and it's going to give you a number.
Choose
Okay?
the correct answer.
And here you are going to choose the correct answer. So an economist, an economical, or an economic studies the economy. So what is the noun for that word? So economist, economical, or economic, okay? So I want you to choose the correct answer or the answer that you think is correct. For example, this is the correct answer. So you're going to click, it's going to show you if it is right or wrong. And then if it is right, you can move forward. And then you click on the dice again. And that's what I want you to do, to play the game.
Choose the correct answer.
He has never been very good at spelling, or speller. So I want you to choose the correct answer. So I know that spell is not the correct answer. So I'm going to choose it just to see. Okay, so basically you die in the game. So you got to be careful, or you cannot move forward. You have to go back to where you were. Okay, so that is, and you have to be extra careful with the zombies here, because if the zombie catches you, then you have to go back to start. Okay, so you are going to play this game for a couple of minutes while more people join the session, and then after more people are in the session, I am going to give you the information that I have for today. Okay, is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So please start. Please start and let me know when you finish. I'm going to do the roll call, okay? So please, when you hear your name, let me know that you are in the session. Good. Acevedo Cuevas Saray.
Present, teacher.
Alrighty. Albarracín Caballero Christian, he cannot join today. Ayala Viloria Joeli. Okay, Joeli, good. Vaca Janine Andrea.
Present, teacher.
Great. Carrero Bonilla John Hammer. Not here. Okay. Brian, okay, Brian. Fonseca García Freddy.
I'm here.
Okay. Lozada Díaz Diana.
Present, teacher.
Great, great, great. Okay, hold on. John Hammer is not here. Hold on. Zombies killed you twice. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the zombies. So Brian is here. John is. Oh, John is here. Alrighty, John is here. Hold on. John here. Brian is here. Freddy is here. Diana is here. You you were killed like 5 times by the zombies. Oh, good. Pérez Ardila Natalie.
Here, teacher.
Great.
Teacher,
Yes.
you don't say Andrea. Andrea Muñoz.
Andrea Muñoz, hello. Sorry, I ignored you.
Teacher.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
worry.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
here.
Okay, awesome. Good. Natalie, Pérez Ardila Natalie.
Present, teacher.
Great. Pinzón Linares Mayra.
Present, teacher.
Okay, great. Rodríguez Llorente Harold.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Sandoval Miranda Angélica.
I'm here, teacher.
Great. Sierra Jaimes Daniela.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Velasco Uribe Ana María. Ana. Okay, Ana, great. Vera Peña Jennifer.
I'm here, teacher.
Alrighty, very good. Okay, people. So I am going to share the information that I have for you. I'm going to say this in Spanish, not because of, just to make sure that everything is 100% clear. Guys, entonces, voy a cambiar a español un momentito. Ayer, cuando veamos el examen, yo les decía a ustedes que este ciclo tenemos un examen tipo estándar, que es el First Certificate English. Es una adaptación de este examen, no es el examen de Cambridge real, porque si fuese el examen de Cambridge, pues obviamente se tendría un valor adicional porque se presenta con Cambridge. El Instituto de Lenguas lo que hace es una adaptación de este examen de tal forma que ustedes se puedan preparar o que, digamos, puedan tomar este examen que certifica que ustedes están en un nivel B2. Ahora, ese examen es un examen tipo estándar y es el examen de pronto más extenso que ustedes vayan a presentar. Y pues resulta que ese examen, ustedes ya no van a tener un día de examen, sino van a tener dos, ¿ok? Okay, so that is the first thing. Eso es lo primero que deben ustedes saber. Ese examen se divide en 2 días porque son 2 links diferentes. Una parte que se les va a evaluar es reading, and bueno, tengo que revisar el examen para ver cómo están los links. Creo que uno es reading and use of English y el otro es listening and writing. Si no estoy mal, es la manera en cómo se desarrolla. Ese examen, al ser tan extenso, se tiene que desarrollar en 2 sesiones. Ahora, porque son más o menos 4 horas de examen. Esto va a ser un poco diferente o bastante diferente en cuanto a lo que ustedes están acostumbrados, porque siempre se realizaba un examen final con una duración máxima de 1 hora y 50 minutos. Para este examen serán 2 días. Entonces, lo que vamos a hacer es, en la clase número 13, vamos a presentar el primer examen, ¿ok? Esto para que ustedes se vayan organizando y que ese día, pues, puedan estar todos en la clase para poderlo presentar, al igual que el día 14. Entonces, quiere decir que el día 12, la clase número 12, tendremos la presentación de proyectos. Entonces, se nos va como correr de pronto un poquitico, porque ustedes tenían el 13 la presentación de proyecto, 14 examen, pero va a haber como esa modificación porque son 2 días de examen, ¿ok? Entonces, hoy estamos en la clase número 6, chicos. Esto para que ustedes se vayan organizando. La clase 12 tendremos presentación de proyecto, 13 y 14 examen. Como nuestras sesiones son de 3 horas, ¿qué es lo que vamos a hacer el día 13? Tendremos de 6 a 6:45 más o menos, un repaso o una actividad extra. Luego en la segunda parte, perdón, de 7 a 9 de la noche tendremos el primer examen, ¿listo? Entonces yo les enviaré el link, ustedes trabajarán en ese examen, en esa primera parte. Lo mismo al siguiente día. Entonces tendremos speaking en la primera franja. Eso para que ustedes también lo tengan en cuenta y pues puedan estar en la parte de speaking. Y de 7 a 9 tendremos la segunda parte del examen. ¿Ok? ¿Está todo claro, chicos? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Yes,
It's
yes.
clear, teacher.
Okay. Alrighty. Very good. Questions, doubts? Oh, was it surprising?
We are afraid of that some teacher
You don't have to be. No, you don't have to.
trying to be kind with us.
I'm not the one who designs the exams, so or that particular exam. So I'm always kind, but I cannot assure anything for that specific day or for that exam.
Yes.
But I'm sure, like I'm positive, I trust 100% that you guys, all of you are going to.
Teacher, but
Yeah.
are we going to be working a lot of activity related to the exam in these days?
Like some activities, like yesterday we did some practice. Today we're gonna do some more, maybe tomorrow just a little bit, so that you guys get ready for it, and then the structure of the exam, because it's gonna take you 4 hours to take it. So what I'm doing here is helping you prepare for it, or like giving you an overall idea of the exam. Okay, so yes, for sure we're gonna be working on the exam, on that exercises or extra exercises for you to get ready and for you to practice. So yeah, we're gonna do like 1 or 2 activities every day, okay? Like we did yesterday. Daniela. Okay, yes, Danny, I received some information about it, but I haven't heard anything from the academic coordinator. So once she gives me an answer, I will let you know, okay? Yeah, for sure we'll let you know about your situation. So thank you very much for telling me about it. Okay. Alrighty. Yes.
Sorry, a question about the last
Uh-huh.
cycle and the call center.
Yeah.
This cycle will be testing?
Will be what?
Test?
Sorry. Will there be a test?
Yes.
Yes. As far as I know, yes. It's gonna be, but you know, the last cycle about call center, it's, you know, a lot of activities related to business English. So it's gonna be a lot of speaking, a lot of you know, that kind of activities for a call center. So at the end, what I know so far is that there will be an exam, but I don't know much about it so far because I usually receive all the information about the following cycles right, or a couple of days before we start, so that we can, I mean, I can start planning ahead, you know. So I will let you know as soon as I receive more information about it. But I think yes, I mean, we have, or you guys have taken exams at the end of every single cycle. So I guess that for call center you will be taking an exam as well, but it's gonna be, you know, like maybe about, not like the first certificate English, like not like the one that you're going to take this cycle. It's gonna be different. Okay. I mean, probably like the previous ones, or the ones that you took in previous cycles. Danny, about your project. Oh, that's well, I don't know. I will have to ask about that because yeah, I will have to talk to Lillian about it. Okay, and I will let you know as soon as I find information about your case. Alrighty, guys. So let's continue. Let's move on. I am going to share my screen with information about content and function words. Well, actually, I prepared this presentation for you, so I'm going to also share it on the Google Drive folder for you. This information about content words and function words. So each word in English belongs to one of the 8 parts of a speech. Each word is also either a content word or a function word. I don't know if you guys remember that some classes ago, I think it was last cycle or the cycle before, that we talked about content words, and then we said, or we explained, that content word is or are the words that carry information or meaning. And then function words are those words that do not carry information, but they are necessary words for grammar. So in other words, content words give us the most important information, while function words are used to stitch those words together. Do you guys remember about this? Yeah, yes. So I think I gave you this example. So let's think about this in this way. Imagine you don't speak English, like zero English. You have no idea about English, and then you are going to an English speaking country. And then we all have our survivor instinct, right? We all have that. So we say, okay, I don't speak any English. However, I'm going to learn certain words so that people understand what I'm trying to say. So you learn words like eat, sleep, you know, verbs like walk, drink, nouns like water, restaurant, hotel, airport, train, bus stop, adjectives like hungry, thirsty, tired, you know. So you say, I don't speak any English. However, I am going to learn those words so that I can communicate with people. So you get to the country, to that Spanish, to that English speaking country, and you say to the person, you say someone, like, hello, a restaurant, hungry, eat. So even though you are not saying a whole sentence, like a full sentence, because maybe you don't know any grammar, so you don't know how to build sentences, but still you say, or you tell the person a hotel, sorry, restaurant, food, eat. So the person is gonna say, oh, that person is looking for a restaurant because that person is hungry. So the person can understand what you're trying to say and then help you in whatever you need, right? So that is a content word. Content words are the ones that carry information, like in meaning. For example, adjectives, adverbs, nouns, verbs, right? And then on the other hand, we have function words that are those necessary for grammar. For example, connectors or prepositions,
Auxiliaries.
auxiliary verbs, you see? So for example, if you say a person, I, two, four, the person is gonna say like, what are you trying to say? I don't understand what you want to say. If you say behind, between, in, on, the person is not gonna
Otherwise.
otherwise, the person is not going to understand what you're trying to say. However, it doesn't mean that function words are not important. They are. However, they don't carry information or meaning. They carry, or they're necessary for grammar. Okay, so that is the difference between content and function words. So we have 8 parts of a speech. We have nouns, pronouns, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, verb, conjunctions, interjections. So a noun, you guys know that a noun is used to name people, objects, or ideas. For example, Adnan is an intelligent young man. So Adnan is a noun, man is a noun. A pronoun is used in a place of a noun. For example, I have built a house. You, we, they. We have different kinds of pronouns. We have reflexive pronouns. We have the object pronouns. We have several types of pronouns. But we are not going to talk about them right now, okay? Because we don't have the time. I'm just sharing with you the information about part of a speech. Then we have adverbs. So adverbs refer to a word that describes a verb. So it modifies a verb, it modifies an adjective, or even another adverb. For example, now, I am going now. So we have several types of adverbs. We have adverbs of time, of place, of manner. So we have, those are like the big categories, but then each category has like subcategories, okay? The other part of a speech is adjectives. So an adjective is used to describe or qualify a noun. For example, she's a pretty child. Now, adjectives like tall, pretty, interesting, expensive, boring, amazing, free, expensive, well, and so on and so forth. They are placed before a noun because it modifies that noun, or after a verb to be, right? When we say she is tall, so tall is not placed, hold on, there's the person in the waiting room. Hello, hold on, give me 1 second, guys, here. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, those are adjectives. Another part of a speech are prepositions. So preposition is used to show the relation of one thing to another. For example, we went about the word, around the word, in, on, at. Those are examples of prepositions. Alrighty. Careful, Diana. Then we have a verb, right? So verb is used to describe an action. Example, Ali went to Karachi. So go, visit, travel, those are examples of verbs. Conjunction. So a conjunction is used to join words or groups of words to one another. For example, and, or, so, after, neither, etc., etc. Those are conjunctions. An interjection is used to express some sudden rush of feeling or excitement. For example, alas, we have lost the match, or wow, or huh. They express some sudden rush of feeling or excitement. Okay, so these are the A parts of speech, that we have. So as I was saying here, before we started talking about the parts of speech, we were talking about content words. So I told you that content words are the ones in charge of giving meaning or carrying information. So content words are usually nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And examples will be a noun, a verb, adjectives, and adverbs, okay? Because they give us important information required for understanding. So the example that I gave you, if you are going to an English-speaking country and you have zero knowledge of English and you want to communicate with someone, if you use content words, you are going, or people is going to, they're going to understand you, right? For example, if you say, hotel, go, tired, sleep. So even though you're not forming sentences, you're not using like proper English to express, or to build a sentence, because let's say that zero English, still your survivor instinct will will let you use some words, or in order for you to communicate with other people. So if you say that to someone, the person is going to say, oh, that person is trying to find a hotel, and I'm gonna help him or her. Or if you say, okay, it lost train station, transport, so the person is gonna say, oh, okay, that person is trying to find the way to the airport or to the train station, or is trying to get a bus or something. Okay, so those content words are words that carry meaning and give us important information required for understanding. Okay. Other content words, we have like negatives, like no, not, never, demonstrative pronouns like these, that, these, those, question words like what, where, when, why, how. So if you say, for example, where, hotel, sleep. Okay, so the person is going to say, oh, okay, it's asking for where, for a place, where to sleep, a hotel, right? So those are other content words that carry meaning and are also key to understanding. Now, let's talk about function words. So function words help us connect important information. They're important for understanding, but they add a little meaning beyond defining the relationship between two words. So these include auxiliary verbs, prepositions, articles, conjunctions, pronouns. Auxiliary verbs like do, be, have. These auxiliary verbs, when we try to help with conjugation of tenses, right? So do not as a verb, but as an auxiliary verb, be as an auxiliary verb, have as an auxiliary verb, right? Preposition, they show relationship in time and space. Articles used to indicate a specific or non-specific nouns like and the. Conjunctions, words that connect, and pronouns refer to other nouns like he, she, we, they, and so on. Okay. So why is it important to know the difference? Well, because knowing the difference between content and function words is important, because content words are stressed in conversation in English, and function words are not stressed. So function words are not emphasized in speech, not, usually are not emphasized, while content words are highlighted. Knowing the difference between content and function words can help you in understanding and, most importantly, in pronunciation skills like the rhythm, so that we don't sound like a robot, like super plain, like showing zero emotions. No, it's gonna help you with the rhythm, and it's gonna help you with your pronunciation skills. So this is very important. Okay, so well, we're gonna do that at the end. Okay, let's talk about nouns real quick. I'm going to share this information with you so that you have it. You can check it whenever you need to. So well, we know what a noun is. We are going to talk about like types of nouns. We have common nouns. The most nouns are common. Common nouns refer to people, places, and things in general, like chair or dog. Any noun that is not a name is a common noun. Okay, for example, teacher, car, music, danger. Okay, we are not talking about like particular teacher. We're just talking about just like a common noun. We don't say, for example, teacher Carolina, because that will be Carolina. That would be a proper noun, right? So if we're talking about just like a teacher, it's just a common noun. Okay, good. Let's move over here. Proper nouns. Proper nouns are names of people, places, or organizations. Your name is a proper noun. London is proper noun. Bucaramanga, Colombia, Bogotá. Okay. So in English, there is a rule: is that proper nouns always start with a capital letter. Okay. Examples: Janet, Colombia, Sunday. So you already know this, like days of the week always start with capital letters. The same for months. That is a difference between English and Spanish. In Spanish, we never, or we don't write months in capital letters, right? Or days of the week, we don't use capital letters to write it. Maybe there is a rule for that, but we don't follow it, or maybe there is no rule at all. But in English, we have a rule, and it's since they're proper nouns, we need to write them using capital letters.
Teacher, are languages proper nouns?
Languages?
Yes.
Well, the word languages, I mean, if you talk about like particular, like English, Spanish, yes, they are. They are proper nouns. So always you have to write them in capital letters. Like, for example, if you say English, Spanish, always with capital letters, okay? Those are proper nouns.
Okay, teacher.
Of course. Oh, what did I write here? All right. John, yes, you are raising your hands.
Hey, hello, teacher. I'm so sorry.
Hello.
I couldn't hear what you said. I don't know if you were talking about the attendance, the participation, or something like that, but I couldn't hear anything about it.
I called your name, but yeah. So when I was doing the roll call, I called you, and then like a second later, you joined the session. So I said, "Oh, John is here. John arrived." But yes, I know that you're here. I noticed you.
Yes, teacher. I'm sorry. I rarely participate, not because I don't want or I wouldn't like. It's because maybe sometimes I prefer let the opportunity to others to talk instead of me. So
No, I
prefer to
love
be
when you
silent.
participate. Like, you don't have to feel like that. You are free to participate whenever you want, whenever you feel like, yeah, you don't have to feel that way. I always allow everyone to participate and say whatever they want to
Yes,
say.
I know that, but I don't want you to feel that I don't want to participate. I'm here in class, but well, sometimes if I don't speak too much, is because I prefer to be in silent. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
Yes, but when I have the opportunity to do it, so I will do it.
Don't
Okay.
believe nothing about him, teacher.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I don't know what side to believe. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, John. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to concrete nouns. They are physical things that you can touch. They have a physical representation, right? So for example, man, rice, chair, TV, computer, they have a physical representation. And then abstract nouns are the opposite. They are things that you cannot touch. Abstract nouns are ideas, concepts, and feelings. For example, happiness, courage, danger, truth, love, hate. Those are since they are feelings, they don't have a physical representation. For example, what if I say, okay, this is love for me, maybe for John or for Daniela or for Angelica or for Harold or for Freddy, it's something completely different, right? Because it is a concept, it's a feeling. So that's why they are called abstract nouns, because they don't have a physical representation. However, if we say, okay, this is a cell phone, this is a cell phone for me, for everyone, because this is a concrete noun and it has a physical representation. Alrighty. Good. Now let's talk about prefixes and suffixes. Good. Prefixes and suffixes are letters or a group of letters that are added to the beginning of a word. That is a prefix, or to the end of a word. So guys, if you remember yesterday, we were doing this exercise about word formation. Do you remember? Let me open here. This one, word formation. And then we said we were analyzing these tests, and then we said, okay, traditionally Australia was, and then we have the word fame that we need to change it into a word that fits in the gap, right? So we cannot say Australia was famed for producing wheat and wool. No, we have to transform the word fame in order to make it suitable for that empty space, okay? So we say we need to know some of the, or we need to be able to recognize certain prefixes and suffixes that are very common in nouns or adjectives or adverbs, so that we know how to form those words. So for example, we said that it's not fame but famous, right? So the word that we should place here is an adjective. So we say, okay, fame is not an adjective, fame is a noun. So how can we transform that noun into an adjective? Okay, we need to know, or it is important to know prefixes and suffixes that form adjectives, or that form nouns, or that form verbs, or that form adverbs. Okay, so that's why we're doing this today. I am giving you, like information about prefixes and suffixes and so on. For example, this one, the second one that we did, we have recently. What part of a speech is recently? So recently, do you remember?
Present.
Okay, so what part of a speech is recently? Is it a verb, a noun, an adverb, an adjective? What is it?
Adverb.
It is an adverb, right?
Adverb.
Uh-huh. Very good. So we need to transform it because we don't need an adverb in that blank. So what part of a speech do we need? So we read the sentence and we said, but times have changed in years. So we have a noun here, right?
Noun.
Years is a noun, right? So what can we place before a noun?
An adjective.
An adjective, right? So how can we transform the word recently to an adjective? What is the adjective of recently?
Eliminating L and Y.
Present.
Recent. Yeah, in recent years. So that's why, or I mean, we need to know this for, like our English skills, but also for the exam that you guys are going to take at the end, that we already talked about it, and you need to be able to transform these words, because this kind of exercise are going to appear to you, so you need to have knowledge about this. So yeah, so basically that's what we did yesterday. We did some practice about it, so let's move on here to prefixes and suffixes. So many prefixes and suffixes have Latin roots. Understanding the various meanings of prefixes and suffixes can help us determine the meaning of new words we come across, okay, or we find. Okay, so prefix. What is a prefix? A prefix is a letter or group of letters that appears at the beginning of a word and changes the word's original meaning. Prefixes are added to the root, that means the base form, and may have various meanings. So guys, here I have to give you this information that maybe it's not gonna be like fun for you because we don't have rules. For
Rules.
prefixes and suffixes, we don't have set rules that we can follow. Like, for example, when we have rules about grammar that we say, okay, we need to, how do we form the sentence? We need this grammar structure, and then there is this rule. For prefixes and suffixes, it's not like that, okay? So it's gonna be different here because these prefixes and suffixes, we need to learn them by heart or by practicing this. Now, sometimes Spanish can help us because if you see here, these some of them have Latin roots, so it means yes, Danny, we need to memorize them or learn them by heart or by practicing. Sometimes when we read, we encounter these words, we come across with these words, so it's like, okay, I have read this word in this way, so I know that the prefix or the suffix is this one. For example, to form adjectives like possible, impossible, right? We don't say impossible, we say impossible, or legal, illegal, right? So there are certain prefixes, like in Spanish, when we say legal, ilegal, posible, imposible, you see? So how do we know which ones? ¿Por qué decimos imposible y no il posible, imposible? Like, no. How do we know that? Well, by
heart.
yes, exactly. By practicing, maybe like listening to these words or reading about these words, we can, master this part, okay, about prefixes and suffixes. So
Teacher, lucky for us, they are similar to Spanish, the root.
yeah,
The root.
yes, exactly. So a thing that is positive about this is that some of them are very similar to Spanish. So Spanish is going to help us guide in this part. So yeah, Spanish can be our friend here. Because it's not like 100% like accurate, like okay, it's the same thing as in Spanish, but we can use Spanish to as a tool, because sometimes it's almost like the same, almost like it's not always the same, but almost. And okay, so we have prefixes and nouns. To counter the meaning of a word, prefixes like anti, the, this, non are used to mean the opposite of a word, like body, antibody, sense, nonsense. I'm going to share more information about this, and then a complete list of this. This is just like, so I don't add a lot of information in the PowerPoint. So I'm just giving you like just some examples, but I'm going to share more examples with you, okay? Now, to increase or decrease the strength of a word, prefixes like over or under or up, down, hyper, and hyper then denote the degree, quality, or quantity, or a trend. For example, activity, hyperactivity, fall, downfall, right? So these prefixes give us or increase or decrease the strength of a word. Next one, to quantify something. Prefixes like mono, bi, uni, di, omni indicate the quantity of something in a word, like vocal, bifocal, bus, omnibus, bilingual, trilingual, so they indicate the quantity of something. To denote the degree of something, like mega, mini, macro, micro, it's like in Spanish, right? When we say micro mercado, for example, mercado, micro mercado, so we say micro mercado, or words like that, like skirt, mini skirt, falda, mini falda, like mini, or economics, macroeconomics. So these prefixes denote the degree of something. Here we have another like more examples. We have anti means against, like body, antibody, freeze, antifreeze. These are a list of common. B, it refers to two, like cycle, bicycle, bilingualism, biculturalism. Co is together or with, coordinator, cooperation. Semi is half, of, or not complete, like semicircle, semi-desert, semi-darkness. Mal means bad or not enough. Malfunction, nutrition, malnutrition, treatment, maltreatment. Ex means former, like ex-wife, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-president, ex-smoker. Okay, like former means not anymore, like que ya no está, right? O que ya no es. Sub is under or below, like division, subdivision, marine, submarine, set, subset. This also means that or opposite of, like ability, disability, belief, disbelief, comfort, discomfort. Non, the opposite of, nonsense, non-fiction, lack of, unfairness, unrest, unemployment. Over means something excessive or above, like overwork, overheating. Okay, good. Now, suffixes in nouns. We were talking about prefixes. Now let's talk about suffixes. So suffixes is a letter or a group of letters added at the end of a word which makes a new word. Suffixes enable root words to change in different ways in order to form different classes of words. For example, the root word creates can be modified to creation, right? Like fame, famous, or creative. So we have the root that is create, and we can transform it to a noun. So create is a verb, right? Create is it's a verb that we can modify to and transform it to a noun like creation, or to an adjective like creative. Using what? Using a suffix or using suffixes. And creatively, an adverb. Okay, so you can see how from one word we can create several word classes like nouns, adjectives, or adverbs, adding a suffix. Different classes of words like nouns, adjectives, and verbs have their own common suffixes, okay? So they don't usually share the suffixes. For example, these here are examples of suffixes in nouns. These ones, like ends, like endurance, conscience, contestant, freedom, employee, painter, constructor. If you remember, but that was a long time ago. In B1.4, en B1.4, lo sé porque tengo ahorita un grupo de 1.4 y lo acabo de ver. We have a list of, let me open the book and I will share where. In unit 2. That was in B1.4. Here. So we have also explanation about this, information about this. Here. So you still have access to the books, right? Do you?
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
I think
You think? You can check.
I think that the link is in the
Yeah.
in a so far part
Yeah,
of
I
my
mean,
email.
I don't see why you wouldn't have access to it, but just in case, like check. So here we have prefixes, how to form adjectives. So we have prefixes that are common for adjectives. We have more prefixes here, and then common suffixes. So all these suffixes are common for adjectives. Now, here we have forming nouns and gerunds. So we have common suffixes for nouns. So these two are often used to form abstract nouns from adjectives ending in and or end, like patient, patience. So if you see here, this presentation, we have a list, right? We have a list of common noun suffixes, and then we have here like an explanation of when to use which one. So this ending is usually, we form these nouns from adjectives to form abstract nouns like patient, patience, tolerant, tolerance. Okay, so they have this ending like ands or ands. Double E is used to describe a person on whom an action is performed, like employee, employee, train, trainee, right? Interview, interviewee. or ion or are often used for people or things that do a particular job, like actor, music, musician, footballer, opener, teacher, right? And driver. And so we have these common suffixes to form nouns. Hood is used to form abstract nouns, especially those connected or those concerned, sorry, with periods of life and relationships between people, like childhood, motherhood. Ism is to create or to use to describe a particular religion or ideologies with some abstract nouns like Buddhism, illiberalism, criticism, cynicism. Est is used to describe people's beliefs and sometimes their occupation. Communists, journalists, pianists. Okay. We have these other ones here that you can check, right? And you can also do some practice here, extra practice that you can use about how to form nouns. So here we can move on. I'm going to share this information with you guys because it's a lot. I mean, here we have like verbs, common prefixes, and suffixes, like write, rewrite. So ra means like or undo, like to do it again, for example. This ra means again or back, like structure, restructure, visit, revisit, appear, reappear, build, rebuild, finance, refinance. This is reverses the meaning of a verb. Appear, aparecer, desaparecer, very similar to Spanish. Some of them are different, right? For example, allow, disallow. Allow means in Spanish permitir. What is the opposite? Nosotros no decimos despermitir, no. Right?
No permitir, I think.
Yeah, right? No sé ni
O
siquiera.
prohibir, another word.
O sea,
Prohibir.
lo que les decía, en español no decimos I mean, in English, yes.
Or
Allow, allow.
in some letter, yes, but it's latinismo. For ejemplo,
Okay.
anormal, ¿no? Que es
Ajá.
no normal.
Ajá,
O sea,
yeah.
but in some, but no is for us prefix or suffix is more to Latin or the Latin word, I believe.
Yes. So sometimes, yes. Sí, por favor. Yes. Sí. Give me 1 second. Okay. So sometimes they're different to Spanish, right? Because sometimes we don't say that in Spanish, like allow, disallow. Nosotros decimos permitir, pero no decimos despermitir. No. Prohibir or bueno, whatever other word that we use. Arm, this is similar to Spanish. Armar, desarmar. Arm, disarm. Connect, no. Arm, connect, disconnect. Conectar, desconectar. Very similar to Spanish, right? Continue, discontinue. Continuar, descontinuar. So very similar to Spanish. Over means too much, right? For example, overbook, oversleep, overwork. So book here is like the verb book is la palabra.
Like reservar.
Yes,
Yes.
reservar, exactly, reservar. So overbook quiere decir que está más que sold out y que de pronto se reservó más de lo que para la capacidad que había, right? Sleep,
Are
oversleep.
there adjective?
What do you say?
Follow with that you are saying, are there adjective over
No,
book?
no. This is to form new verbs, right? But meaning the opposite in this case, or too much. So overbook, for example, you say I overslept, right? Because it is a verb. It's not an adjective. We don't say the oversleep girl. No. We say I overslept, I overworked. These are verbs. All of these are verbs. Okay. So we use this. We use prefixes to form new verbs from verbs. Utilizamos estos prefijos para formar otros verbos o nuevos verbos de estos mismos verbos, right? like these ones, like overbook, oversleep, overwork. Todos esos siguen siendo verbos. On reverses the meaning of a verb. So it's like this, pero con on. Like unbent, uncouple, unfasten. Miss, badly or wrongly. Mislead, misinform, misidentify, misbehaved. Out, more or better than others. Outperform, outbid. Encode together. Coexist, cooperate, co-op. So these are common prefixes. Now, we have more. D, for, inter, pre, sub, trans, under. So we have the meaning here, and then we have examples here. Now, suffixes to form verbs. So suffixes, again, they go at the end, and we use suffixes to change a word, like a noun or an adjective, to a different type of word, such as verb. So for example, the butter is soft, right? Soft is an adjective. The butter is soft because of the heat. Now, the butter softens when it's hot. Una cosa es decir, la mantequilla está suave, a decir, se suaviza, right? Suavizar. Suavizar es un verbo. Suave, adjetivo, suavizar, verbo. Okay? So soft is an adjective and it changes to a verb when we add the end. Softens. And then le agregamos claramente la S de la regla de la tercera persona del singular, right? So, estamos hablando de butter, una cosa, it softens. The most common verb suffixes and their meanings. And, to become, like soften, darken, widen, weaken, strengthen. Eyes, puede ser con S o con Z. Uno es americano, uno es más británico, right? Pero es lo mismo. To become, to make or become. Sympathize. So, empathize, synthesize. 8 means to become. Active, activates. Collaborates, creates. I or fi, to make or become, like justify, magnify, amplify, satisfy. So I'm going to share more information about this. Well, this is the game that I shared at the beginning, the zombie game. This is extra practice. Here, this is the one. Like adding prefixes and suffixes to make new words. So we have miss or anti, in, il, on, this, on, okay? So I am going to share it with you. We're not gonna do it right now because we don't have, the time to do it right now in class, but I'm going to share it with you so that you do it maybe like for extra practice. Hold on. Alrighty. I'm going to share it again because another one person just arrived. I mean, she was here, but she left and she's back. So she has the information.
Teacher, I was going to ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you share the link of the slides with us?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm going to share these slides with you on the drive folder, okay?
On the drive folder. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Not a problem. Here we have, for more information, I added some YouTube videos. Here. Links for you to practice. Hold on. Alrighty. And then here are the references where I found this information. So I'm going to upload this. Let me share it with you. Create a copy. And okay, I just added to your folder, but let me create the subfolder about plastics so that you know that it's there. Alrighty, so it's here. Now I'm going to share the link of the folder with you. And you can find all the information, all the links that are at the end so that you used to practice, to do like some extra practice. Here it is. It's like copia, okay? I created a copy, but it's the same information. It's here with you. And then here you can also find the links for the sessions in case you guys want to double check on something, or you know, like maybe you missed the class, so you have all the information here with you. Guys, is it clear? Do you have like any questions?
No, teacher.
No, teacher,
So
it's
here.
clear.
All good or clear? Alrighty. So we are going to move on, and we are going to do some practice, okay? So right now it's 7:14, so we have like 15 minutes. And we are going to do practice of part number 4 and part number 5. So in this part 4 of the exam, there are 6 questions in this quiz. You have to complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first one. So this is similar. This kind of exercise is one that you are already familiar with, because every single cycle, like from the previous cycles, you did something, or you did an exercise that was similar to this one, that you had to transform a sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first one. So for this exercise, this kind of exercise is going to be part of the final exam. So you have to use the word given, paying extra attention to the tense, right? Because for example, here the word is carry, but you do have to you cannot change the word given. I mean, you cannot use, oh, I'm going to use a synonym, or I'm going to use another word. No, you have to use the word carry, or the word that is given to you. But you have to be careful, because sometimes you have to conjugate the verb according to the tense that they're using. So here, number 1, it says you must do exactly what the teacher tells you. And then we have the word carry. So you must instruction.
Carry it?
So how would you transform that sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first one? You must carry what? And then you have to use between 2 and 5 words.
Carry out.
Okay, you must carry out. Yes, you must
Carry on?
carry out. Carry out instructions clearly. You must carry out what?
The
instructions.
instruction?
The teacher's instruction clearly or exactly. You must carry out the teacher's instructions clearly. So let's check. Okay, yes, very good, excellent. Oh wow. Excellent. You must carry out the teacher's instructions exactly. Okay, so in that exercise, we transformed this first one or the second one so that it's similar in meaning to the first one. Let's do the second one. So that Susan will be fit for this king, she went to the gym 3 times a week. You have to use the word order. Susan went to the gym 3 times a week. Fit for the king. What would you use here? Susan will be fit for the king. Fit for the king. She went to the gym 3 times a week, and you have to use the word order.
In order to fit?
In order to, yeah. So Susan went to the gym 3 times a day in order to fit for the skiing, or in order to be fit for the skiing, right? We can oh, so no, in order to be. Let's see with be. Yes, in order to be, yeah, in order to be fit for the ski. Very good. So we use the word order in a sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first one. Very good. Points. It's not worth inviting her to the party. She will never come. And then we have the word points. There
is no point.
There is no point. There is no point.
Without the, oh,
There is no point in inviting her to the party. She will never come. Yes, there is no point in inviting her to the party. She will never come.
Teacher, we can say also not. So, well, my question is, why use no and no or not?
With there, we have to use no
Point.
Yeah.
instead of
Because
not.
here, yeah, because here is no, it's ay, se me fue la palabra. Del part of the speech. Este es un adverb, okay? Un adverb. Like never or no, okay? It's not el de negación, no es el de cuando respondemos como are you happy? I am not, right? Este no es diferente sin el T, sin el T, sin la T al final, porque este es un adverbio de negación, como cuando yo digo never or no. Okay, there is no point. So aquí no es el de responder cuando yo digo I am not going to the party. No es el de negación, no es como el de hacer la hora, ¿cómo lo digo? No es el de respuesta, sino es el de poner como cuando yo digo un adverbio negativo. No, never, okay, any, right? So there is no point in inviting her to the party. She will never come. Yeah, very good. There is no point. Okay, good. Ese es el que me dice que la oración está negativa. There is, mira.
Teacher, why I have, what is the difference between not and no?
That's what I just explained.
Why no, there is not?
There is no point. Okay. So
With T at the end of the no.
Okay, so con el T at the end es el de negación cuando responde una pregunta, right? And este no es cuando yo digo, por ejemplo, no way, right? No point es diferente. Yo no digo not way, not point. So ese es como cuando yo digo el never, ese adverbio de negación, como never, no. So it's different. Son diferentes. Okay? They're different.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Then we have here until she had to finish her homework before she went out. So she had to stay in her homework. What would you write here?
In display until.
She had to stay in.
He in display until finish her work.
Until. She had to stay in until what? She what? Let's analyze the sentence. It says she had to
do it.
She had to finish her homework before she went out. Ella tuvo que terminar su tarea antes de salir, right? So, hizo algo antes de otro punto en el pasado. So, let's see how can we transform this sentence. So, she had to stay in until she
finished.
Until she had finished. Ella se quedó en la casa hasta que ella había terminado su tarea, until she had finished her homework. Yep. She had to stay in until she had finished her homework. Number 5. Joe had no expected the film to be so good. And then we have to use the word better. So
Better?
The film was better
Was
than
better.
Expected.
So let's analyze. You have to be careful with the tense. It says Joe had not expected the film to be so good. So past.
oh
So the
yes
film was
better than
better.
he had expected.
Oh, why did I write the H? Was better
Than he
than
That's
he or than Joe, right? Than Joe had expected. La película estuvo mejor que lo que yo no había esperado. Yeah, the film was better than Joe had expected. Alrighty, very good, guys. Excellent, excellent. Number 6. If Patrick does not arrange some lessons, he will never pass his driving test. So we have does. Patrick will never pass his test. Some
if
more
he if he doesn't take some more lesson.
If he does, okay, let's use does, not doesn't, because
Does not
we are,
take
yeah, does not.
take
Well,
Arrange.
arrange, yes, arrange, yeah. If Patrick does not arrange some more lessons, he will never pass
take?
his driving. Yeah, I mean, it could be take, but let's try to use the same verb that they are, or kind of like
and
similar.
we can also say pay.
yeah we have
Yeah.
to maintain the verb
Yeah,
in
but the idea
example, yeah.
the idea is to follow the example. Can you use take instead of arrange? Yes, but the idea is to try to follow or try to make it as closer in meaning, or yeah, in meaning as the first one. So if Patrick does not arrange some more lessons, he will never pass his driving test. Basically, it's the same thing. We're just changing the place, right? Let's see. I mean, it's correct. But if Patrick, the only thing that we did was to switch Patrick for if he. And then so
Yes, teacher, is the same.
it's the same
They
thing,
just change
right? but
the position of the
yeah,
sentence.
we just changed the position, but the other
And
one
eliminating the
We
comma.
need this type of exercise in the test.
we need to be the ones that easy or these easy. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. So this is one part of the this is part 4. And then this one you are going to do it in groups, okay? But after the break, because we are going to break shortly. So this part, this kind of exercise is all you need to read a text, and you need to it's a multiple choice questions, right? So everything has to be based on the text. It says according to the text, what does the word few in paragraph 6 means? Everything is based on the text. So I am going to send you this, but we're going to do it after the break. Probably I'm going to send it to you. You guys can start reading, and then in 5 minutes we go on our break. And after the break, I can send you to the breakout rooms so that you guys answer or discuss the questions. And then maybe, let's see, maybe we do part 6. Yeah. Well, part 6 is also, it's not new to you. I mean, you have already taking an exams with these kind of exercises with like an extract from or a sentence that has been removed from the article. So yeah, so let's do something right now. We are going to do exercise. We're going to do the reading, and in like 3 minutes we're going on our break. But please start reading, and after our break we will continue. Okay, so I will let you know when we go on our break. Please start reading. Okay, clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please start. Thank you. Alrighty, guys. So we are going to our short break. See you at 7:45. See you shortly. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. So after our break, we are going to move on. And we are going to do two exercises, okay? Part 5 and part 6. I want you guys to work in groups for this activity where everyone is, participating and giving opinions and then trying to choose the best answer or the correct answer for the exercises. So we are going to do exercise number 5 and 6. And so with this, we will be about to finish this exercise about reading and use of English for the final exam. So I am going to share the second link. Well, I'm going to share both of them again. So this is part number 5, the one that I'm going to share right now, and then part number 6. Alrighty. So then you guys are going to work in groups, and I'm going to be visiting the groups, giving you, feedback or helping you in case you need anything. And that's it, guys. And then we are coming back to the session, and I have a worksheet to work on, especially vocabulary. And so we will see how it goes. So let me send you to the breakout rooms. Do you have any questions about the task, guys, or is everything clear?
It is clear.
It is clear. Alrighty. So one person is going to share screen ideally so that you guys can see on the same screen. I'm going to create 3 rooms. So in group number 1, we're gonna have Andrea, Angelica. Done. Let me create a group. Andrea, Freddy, Harold, Joely, Andrea Muñoz, Mayra, Ana María, Andrea, Baca, Diana, John, Angelica, Brian, Daniela, Natalie, and Sarai. Okay, so please join the groups.
commercial was Iruya, a village high up in the mountain of northwest Argentina. The journey there could take up to 10 hours. That's why this remote destination was chosen for the shoot. The director said that even though it was the most difficult location they could have picked. It was
La creación de Entonces dice, creating a film was not easy. Están hablando como del proceso de la filmación. Entonces, the prop department did construct a small version on site. Y
Siempre, oh, toca. Sorry, in English, are made.
Dice, many of the most expensive commercial ever made are those in which a least celebrity flashes a beautiful smile at the cameras.
Because, sorry, if we change option B, maybe
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Did you have time to finish? Was it enough?
Yes, I
Oh.
like the activity about reading the test and putting in the sentences, the missing sentence.
This one. This one?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
No, the second one. That one.
The multiple choice?
No, no, no. The
Or
other one.
this?
About the missing sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Why? Why do you like this one?
Maybe because
Was very
I
confused.
could see that.
Teacher,
What
I
did you
will
say?
say
Sorry?
that this is
Complaining.
the harder
Was
part of
hard
the exam.
teacher.
That I is
Teacher a
alive.
lot.
Freddy is like, oh my goodness, I love this exercise. It was the best. And then you
She's
guys
trying
are
to say
here.
something to us.
And then you guys were here like, oh, I hated it. It was the worst, so difficult. So what side am I going to believe? Guys, how was it? How was it?
Horrible.
Teacher, we could complete the task, but I will say that this part of the exam is the harder one because
Really?
I
The
prefer
hardest
everything instead of doing
one?
this kind of theory because I
Yeah.
think that is the worst one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Diana?
We changed letter D like 3 times.
Yeah, I have to be honest and say that yeah, this is one of the hardest exercises. I do have to take this exam every 2 years for, I mean, not the first certificate English. It's a different one. I mean, it's kind of similar. Um, I mean, at work, I have to take it, or all teachers have to take it every 2 years in order to, see if we are still in a sea level. And then um when I come across with this exercise, it's like, oh my goodness, I hate it. So I understand your feelings. I
Teacher,
understand how you
what
feel.
advices will you give us in order to be successful with this kind of activity? Because I think that maybe we spend a lot of time in this activity
Yeah,
because we have to read a lot or almost all the
yeah.
reading that is
Well,
in the exam.
the advice that I can give you every time that you read a text, that you're reading a text, is to read the first sentence of each paragraph, or the last, or the first and the last, because always you're going to find like the summary of the texts. And then, for example, you say, okay, in this first paragraph, they're talking about like many of the most expensive commercials ever made, sorry, are those in which an A-list celebrity flashes at beautiful smile at the cameras. Okay, so we're talking about celebrities doing, or flashing or smiling at cameras. So, and then this is going to give you like a general idea of, the texts or the paragraph itself. And then when you take a look at the options, you can easily eliminate the ones that are not related to the topic. And in that way, it's going to be easier for you to choose from the options. So that's what I personally do. I try to analyze the topic of that paragraph, and then that is going to help me when I have to choose one of the options. Okay, that's basically what I do. Same thing with this. You have to read carefully the words, keywords. So, for example, this one, it says, according to the text, social networks. Okay, it's asking about social networks. So I go to the text. There is a strategy, or there are two strategies that are called scanning and skimming and scanning. Well, scanning and the other one is, I think, skimming. Yeah, skimming. So skimming and scanning is, oh, there was a long time I hadn't used these concepts. So scanning is when you actually scan and try to find a particular word, a particular sentence. So for example, you want to look for a word, social network, and then you go scanning like real quick about social network or networking, social networking, or a synonym. Okay, so I say, okay, so here, okay, I found social networking, so I'm going to try to see what kind of information is there about social networking. And then skimming is when you try to find the main ideas of a paragraph, of a text, of an article. So this is something that I usually do, like skimming and scanning. So I am was it crazy because you didn't believe that all the answer. Yeah. All of them are A. You don't have to be surprised because sometimes in exams that happens. And then you say like, okay, no way that all the answers are the same or all the answers are B, A or B or C. Sometimes that happens, you know, sometimes that happens. And that is more common than what you think. So these strategies about skimming and scanning can be very helpful when reading a text. Also, when you are answering these kind of exercises like multiple choice, or when you have several questions, always, guys, follow the order, or the questions usually follow the order of the paragraphs or the text. So for example, this is question number 1. So question number 1, the answer would be somewhere here in between, in the first or second paragraph, so that you don't waste your precious time looking for the answers for the first question in the last paragraph, because that is probably not going to happen. So in exams, usually the questions follow the same order of the sentence, or of the paragraph, sorry. So the answer of question number 2 should be somewhere after the answer of question number 1. So it could be in paragraph number 2 or paragraph number 3, and so on. So do not waste your time trying to find the answer of question number 1 in the last paragraph, or vice versa. Do not waste your time trying to find the answer to question number 6 in the first paragraph, or the last question in the first paragraph, because that's not what usually happens, okay? Or most of the times that does not happen. I don't want to say that always, because I will be lying if I say always, because of course there are always possibilities of, you know, finding the answer to one of the last questions in the first, first, second, and third paragraph according to the length. But that's not very common. What it is common is to find the question or the answers in the same order as the question appears. So that is something that is going to save a lot of your precious time, okay, in an exam. So people, we are going to finish today's class. We're not gonna have time to do the activity that the activity that I prepared for you, because time is short, and it's gonna take us, you know, we only have 20 minutes to finish. So what are we going to do to finish today's class? We're going to work on this topic about prefixes and suffixes, okay? So you're going to add a prefix to each of the following words to make new words. Some of them are going to be like very easy for you because you are already familiar. For example, possible, okay. Miss possible, anti-possible, impossible, impossible, ill possible, and dis, not, pre, re, and. So some of them are going to be very easy, you know, possible, impossible. Depressive, okay. So miss depressive, antidepressant, depressive. So you're going to try to find the prefixes to make new words. Then we're going to do exercise number 2, that is write a negative form of the words using the prefixes. So the negative, so responsible, what is the opposite or the negative form of responsible? That will be irresponsible, right? So adding ir, so irresponsible. Responsible. Comfort, what is the opposite? That will be discomfort, right? So as I said, some of these, or maybe the majority of these, are going to be familiar for you. Maybe you know them, but that is what I want you to do, to check together. And then exercise number 3 is add a suffix to each of the following words to make new words. So fear, what would be a suffix to create a new word? Fiery, fearly, fearless, fearful, fearer, fearness, accidents, accidentally, accidentally, accidental, you are going to find the the suffix to form new words, okay? So again, we are going to the breakout rooms, but I'm going to switch. Do you want to continue working in the same groups, or do you want me to change the groups? Mix them up again.
Yes.
Yes, what? Same or different?
For me, the same is okay.
The same groups? Maybe, okay. Yes, because if you say different groups, then your classmates are gonna think that you hate them. Right? So so yes, I don't want to work with the same people. Please change my group. So I mean, I don't mean that. I'm just giving you the option to see maybe if you want to, you know, talk to other people, with other classmates, to have the chance to participate with other people. But then should we then have the same groups? Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have less than 20 minutes to work on the task, and you can do as much as you can. So please join your groups again, and I'm going to visit them. Alrighty, people. How was it task? Easier than you expected?
Teacher.
Difficult?
The major, no,
None
no
of them were
difficult, but
difficult.
the prefix and suffix, I don't have idea. Was como the timbering, the
I have to guess.
Some of them are words that you already know, like impossible, like possible, impossible.
because no, it's common for us. On the daily, maybe some of there was easy because
Yeah, you were already familiar with.
but another not, and there are a lot of options to one sentence.
Yeah, sometimes,
Teacher,
sometimes.
how do you say the, sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
how do you say the opposite of normal? A normal?
A normal, yeah.
We put that in the activity and
Yes, because
yes,
it's like no answer.
Teacher, that we were wrong.
irresponsible and
Okay.
Teacher, an Arctic.
Possible.
yes, and the result was wrong
Okay.
following according to the website.
Able and unable
I mean,
también.
up. We're talking about abnormal. No, abnormal, but abnormal with B. Abnormal.
No,
That's
normal.
why
Option,
abnormal.
Okay.
Up.
We wrote
AB.
anormal.
No, abnormal.
Okay.
Or
Teacher on Arctic.
what? Which one?
Arctic.
Active? Inactive?
No, I writing in the chat.
Oh, but that is not the opposite.
We have to write the negative form for this.
The negative form. The negative of Arctic?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, Antarctic. I don't know.
Non-Arctic?
Antarctic. I don't know. It's
Anti-Arctic. I don't know.
Antarctic.
Anti-Arctic, Antarctic.
Antarctic.
We have to eliminate the I.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna Google if Arctic and the opposite.
It's weird.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, let me see. What is the opposite word for Arctic? Because that would be like, no, I mean, I have like, I'm frozen, hotness, I'm emotionally hot, equatorial, warm, but not for Arctic. Was it the opposite? I don't think it was the opposite. I think it was like adding a prefix to form a new word, but not the opposite. Let me see real quick. Was it an exercise?
Second part, teacher.
The second part? Oh, write in negative. Okay, yes, it says write in negative form. Arctic. Yeah. Maybe that was just like one extra one that shouldn't be there. I would say, because yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about like the opposite of Arctic, and I don't think about like adding a prefix or a suffix there. I would say that maybe that word should not be there, because the other ones were like, okay, right? For example, responsible, comfort, safe, capable, frost, armed, regular. I mean, all of the rest of them, you didn't have any problems, and you could find the opposites or the negative meaning, whatever it asked you to. But that word was for sure different. So okay, people, time's up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for your hard work. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys. Take care. Good night.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Good night, teacher.